All right, it says stream successful, so we'll see what happens.
That's right. Welcome. Technology Tuesday, every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Greg Russell, Jerry Franklin Poe with you, sharing practical applications and practical knowledge to get practical solutions for your business, saving
Awesome.
you time, saving you money to create that revenue and profitability that you like. So, Greg, what do we got in store today?
We are going to be talking about this Facebook scandal. Okay, so not scandal, but this Facebook settlement.
The
Listen, so if you
settlement, the
guys been
Facebook the
yeah,
lawsuit, the
the
Facebook
lawsuit,
lawsuit.
yes, when we talk about the lawsuit, whether you should, request to be a part of it to see if you can get any type of funds. It's a lot of buzz going on about it now. So we're going to talk about that today. So that's what we're going to cover. Before we do, I'm going to give you guys some updates. I want to shout out our syndication partners. It looks like we are in most of these places that we want to be in. But those syndication partners are we have the Cloud Key community. Thank you guys for tuning in. We have the Sales Ninjas. We have the REI Gurus. Thank you guys for tuning in. We have Level 5 Overseas. We have our Fierce Entrepreneurs group, Six Figure Fierce Entrepreneurs, and we have our Kingdom Coaches group. And we're also live on the E360 network. So that's what's up. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Put a hashtag live if you're watching us live. Put a hashtag replay if you're catching us on the replay. You're going to love our show today. So without further ado, for those who are keeping up with my daughter, she will be in Greensboro, North Carolina, coming up in May on the 18th through June 3rd. You can check her out in Greensboro, North Carolina. So if those want to see Frozen and see my daughter, these are the dates. Take a screenshot. You can catch her on those dates in Greensboro, North Carolina for the musical Frozen Broadway on tour.
Wow. All right.
Yes, sir. All right, man. So listen.
Greensboro.
Yes, yes. So that's what's coming up in a few. So you guys get your tickets early and enjoy the show. It's a great show. And with that, what we're going to do is we're going to hear one testimonial from someone who got some support, and then we're going to dive into today's show. So with that, let's get at it.
Hi everyone, my name is Stephanie Julia, and I am the owner of Catch Flights and Fitness and Profitable Passion and Purpose. My passion is to see other people become their own bank. And through my passion of fitness, I've been able to coach fitness coaches to build their own fitness coaching business. I hired Greg to really help me get my all of my tech and my software into one place. So by working with Greg, I've saved thousands of dollars, over $1,000 a month, which is pretty dope. I've also created a webinar follow-up system, to nurture my audience in the beginning when they sign up and all throughout the process. I didn't have to do a thing. Greg set that up for me. And then he also has been able to help me each and every month with all my tech inside of the CRM so that I wasn't, stuck or wasting time trying to figure out what to do next. Greg is literally my tech Google. But anyway, I just want to share a couple things with you guys. If you're ever like on the fence on whether or not to hire Greg's team to help you with your tech, just do it. You're not going to regret it. I definitely do not. And again, my name is Stephanie, and you can find me at stephaniejulia.com.
All right, thank you guys. Listen, I'm excited about today's show. I'm excited about today's topic, and I'm looking forward to sharing my thoughts and opinions about this important topic. But before we do, I want to share a resource, something that I'm considering using. I know Many people love when we share resources. So we're going to make sure we do that every single week. Give you a little something, a little taste of the stuff you come to know and love. Jerry, so I found this service, and we've talked about some of these before, that will basically take a longer form video and shorten it.
Right.
So I have one here that is called video.ai. It is called video.ai. And what it does is it takes longer form videos. Now, we've talked about some services that done this before, but this one in particularly, I want to share with you exactly what I saw that I liked, right? And so basically, if you look at this, and it's kind of a small image, but I want you to grasp it. So it will have a video, and this could be a Zoom video of two people on screen. It could be a show video like our show, but it will take it and put it in these different formats so that you can have these shorts, these reels, these snippets for Facebook, LinkedIn, for YouTube, and for TikTok and Instagram. Look how it puts it over the top. So I think that's really cool that this service will do that. So you take that longer form video and create those shorts that you need for your video content without having to create additional content. So this one is called video.ai. And make sure you do AI, because if you do video.com like I did, you're going to come to some medical device company and be confused. Yep. Jerry, can you find? You think you have uses for some of these short videos that we're seeing all over the place?
Yeah, man, I think this one is great based on what you just shared because it's not only going to split up into smaller clips for you, but it will change it to make it fit the different platforms that people are using in order to promote. So a lot of this is about promoting yourself, your brand, promoting your podcast, promoting like other places where people can come to take part of your content. So it's when we think about going to a movie theater and the first 15 minutes of the movies is the trailer. So these are like you creating multiple trailers for different places. You can take one like behind the scenes of you speaking or some parts of a coaching session, parts of a podcast. Cut those things up, put it out in different places to give people a taste or a teaser of some of your content. If this was like a cooking show, it'd be almost like an amuse bouche, like a little sample that they give you, like that spoonful of sample to say this is what I deliver in terms of value and benefit to my audience.
Yeah, that's exactly what's up. Listen, so um, this one is great, and I think everyone should check it out. However, I'm gonna drop a I'm going to do something inside of our group at technologytuesday.com this week, right? Later this week, either late Thursday or early Friday, I found a resource for now that does this type of video, shortening your videos, Alex Hamosi type, where it gives you the captions with the colors automatically. And so if you want, and it's free, right? So this has a free, it has a free option. We'll look at the pricing right quick. This one has a free option, and then the pro where you can get like 300 minutes of video is $30. It's relatively inexpensive, but the one I'm going to share inside the group is free for right now. They're probably in beta, and you can get it and you all the stuff. And they said they will always have a free option, but I'm going to show you how to use it and benefit from it inside the group this week. So if you want a free version, come join us at technologytuesday.com and keep your eyes open for that free training that I'm going to drop this week. So that's what's up.
Yeah, so definitely, if you're not a member of the group, yeah, definitely go ahead over there and join technologytuesday.com so you can get that notification, get those messages because you don't want to miss out on this one.
That's right. That's right. All right, man. So listen, we're going to open it up to this conversation right now about this Facebook settlement. So if you are not familiar, the trouble that Facebook got involved in back in 2021, or actually probably before that, when everybody was upset about them sharing information, they decided to settle and pay a lawsuit out of over $700 million. And a lot of content creators started saying, showing how you can apply to get your share of the money. So this is all about Facebook saying, "Hey, we didn't do what we're supposed to do, and we're going to pay this money." So they're paying the lawsuit, and so you can get your share of the money. So my question to you, Jerry, is: do you think people should apply to get their share? And it's basically going back from 2000. Let me get the dates right. I believe it's 2011 um, to 2018 or 20 or something like that. Anyway, it's almost 10 years. So if you've been a part of Facebook for almost 10 years, you can actually get part of this settlement. So my question is, do you think people should apply for the settlement? Why and why not?
Well, how much are they going to get if they apply? So if you get, is there a specific amount that each person is going to get, or is it all based off of how often you used it or how much content you created? Is there what's the do you know anything about the stipulations?
No, it's all we know is that they agreed to pay that amount out, and you can get a piece of it, right? And that's what all the content creators are about. Like, get your share of this. This such a big settlement. You can get your piece of it, but you don't know how much you're going to get. And my question is like, okay, so I don't know how much I'm going to get, and yes, I've been a user for all of that time, and if I do, request, will there any be backlash from Facebook? Because they're going to know who says, yo, it's not like they're not going to know. So my thoughts is, would there be any backlash?
Well, I mean, there's two things. One is will there be backlash, and number two, how much energy do I have to put in order to get the settlement? Like, if Facebook has how many users on Facebook? Like, you said it was $700 million, right? If Facebook has over 700 million users that they've had for over 10 years, then that's $1 per person. So you put all this work in to get back $1. You could have been doing other things with your life and with your business that would have generated more than $1 with that time. So that's really what the critical piece. When you think about the NFL having a settlement for the concussions, and it was like $783 million or whatever. But when you factor in how many players were involved, and the amount of years of their lives that they had to take, from suffer from concussions, it was a small amount when you start to divide it up. It sounds big. These numbers sound big if it's just like one person. When you add like 10,000 people, 100,000 people, then you start doing the math on that. It's like, oh, it doesn't seem like that big of a number.
Okay, so I googled it right quick. It says Facebook is the most popular social media in the world with 2.9 billion monthly active users. Right now,
Right.
if you go back to 2011, maybe it wasn't that, but I don't think it's worth trying to do the research on that. I think it's worth looking at. So here's the thing, Jerry. I think it's worth looking at one. This is what's important. Why do content creators start talking about stuff? Because it's popular, because it's in the news, right? And so, like, but that doesn't mean it's a good thing or a bad thing, but it's because content creators are looking for things to talk about, and if they can jump on something that's popular in the news, it will bring them more viewers. It will get, it'll help the algorithm get them seen, and they're talking
Clickbait.
about something that
Clickbait.
everyone's talking about. So TV's done this too. If you look back in the past, if you look at reality TV shows, how many reality TV shows were just regular people, and then it was celebrity this or that, right? Because the celebrities are going to bring more eyeballs to it because they're celebrities, and the YouTubers um, and content creators are doing the same thing. Like, if everyone's talking about it, they're most likely going to get more eyes on it because it's the thing everyone's talking about. That doesn't necessarily mean it's a good thing or you should do it. It's just the thing that everyone's talking about. So, for example, there was this reality show, The Biggest Loser, right? And where obese people were going through the program and trying to lose weight. And then people would watch the show, but it got more popular when it's a celebrity. It went to Celebrity Biggest Loser, right? So you watch someone more popular that everyone knows rather than just regular people. So that's the thing. People are talking about it because it's something to talk about. So with that said, and looking back and seeing how reality TV shows did it, we can also look back because of the internet now and see other lawsuits that have happened and what people have received. So we take a look at Apple, right? So boom, we got Apple. Sorry, boom. I'm locked in there. Anyway, Apple Apple agrees to a $50 million settlement this a couple years ago, I believe. No, not even well. I'm not sure exactly when the time. I don't want to get times wrong. Long story short, Apple agrees to a $50 million settlement over the keyboard issues. So Apple first came out with their new, high tech keyboard. It's supposed to be so great, but it wasn't so great, and they lost the lawsuit and they had to pay out $50 million. So if we look back at this one, what do you think the people received, Jerry, who who got paid from the settlement?
Yeah, probably not that much. I mean, if you have how many people, 50. First of all, 50 million is not that much money, especially once you take the taxes out of it, and
Yep.
then if you start to divide that by the number of people who actually had the keyboard, I mean these are hundreds or maybe millions, hundreds of millions of people using. I mean, think how many people walk around with Apple stuff every day.
So the good thing is we can look and see what happens to this one, right? So long story short, um, the cost amount was like 1.3 million. The attorney's fees was more than half of it, right? 26 million. And some of the biggest people who got some of it was probably these two people, 15,000 to this person, 12,000 to that person. But the average person, right? The average person, they would basically get these checks for around $14, right? Um, so most people got 14. Oh, this is from Equifax, but same thing, right? So we looked at most people got around $14 for the checks from Apple. They didn't get a lot of money. So when we look back at some of these others that have happened before, we can see it. But some people are like, but listen, 740 some odd million is way more than 50 million. Okay, so let's look at another one that had uh, a big transaction, right? So the Equifax was 450 million, right? So it was a lawsuit of 450 million, and most people got between $5 and $12. Okay, so you can go on YouTube and you can look up Equifax settlement, and you can see for yourself what people are getting. They will show you their checks online, and they will tell you, right? So this guy, he got his $5 check, and other people were saying how they got $5.20, $5.20. This one is only 3 months ago. So these replies are not old. 3 months ago at the time that we're streaming this show, $5.21. This person, he got lucky, he got $12, right? So a lot of times these big settlements that people are acquiring for, thinking they're going to get some money for free, typically doesn't turn out well for the average user, because time you take out the lawyer's fees and all the big people get paid, and you divide it up by the number of people, the amount that's left divided by the number of people, it's usually very small and not worth the time and investment to even go after it.
Yeah, so you basically said they put all that money, they put all that work in, they did all that paperwork, and they got to read his water ice
That's right.
or Starbucks coffee or something like that.
Yeah.
And I don't even know. I'm not. That might not even be the grande, whatever the large is, whatever it's like. That could just be like the regular. They got regular Starbucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. It's just but people get, it's funny because people get and so many people start talking about how you can get, something for free, right? And we're
It's
just
the
in a
greed
time
factor. It's called the
where
greed factor.
yeah. So it's like you got that, but then you got people who are looking for content, like they're looking for things to talk about. And so when in this time and age where everything is content, like, what would it take for, and you think about it, right, for them to create a video for, whether you get money or a lot of money or little money is irrelevant to the creators, because they got something to create to show, like they could show you how to do this process of applying for the settlement, how you can do it. And so now they have content to create around that concept. And they can do that for a whole lot of things. But the thing is it worth the entrepreneur's time and effort to do so, right? So it's like, hit, right? This one. So now this one with the Equifax, they were talking about, um, you know, paying up to, right? So now I love it when they say up to, right? So they're paying up to 20,000, and so people are thinking, oh, what in their mind will think I'm going to get 20,000. But the truth of the matter is that's not the case, right? So even though they will pay up to 20,000, most people didn't get 20,000. So we can go over here. We'll look at this one, right? We'll look at this one, and they go on to show the checks that they got, right? And so this one was $3.50, and the average check from Equifax from the 450 million was between $5 and $12. And again, this is just a couple months ago, and you can go and scroll and see exactly what people were getting, um, from this. Like people will tell you. So the cool thing about today's time, Jerry, is that you can see what's really going on behind the scenes. When they say we're in an information age, you got to understand that you cannot hide. And because back in the day, if someone was like, hey, you can, there's a settlement, you can get money, without the internet being around, how would you know that the average person would only get such and such money? So that brings me back to this Facebook settlement, right? Should you go for it? Now, here's the interesting thing. If you used Facebook, if you're an average user, you're going to be included in it anyway. And the only way for you not to be included in this one is for you to opt out. So if you are a Facebook user, and you were a user from any time, from 2011 on, you're probably going to be lumped in there. And the only way for you not to be lumped in there is to opt out. And there is a way for you to do that. So I'm not sure if you realized if you could opt out. So this is what I want you guys to do. Whichever group you're watching us in, let us know what you think in the comments. Are you going to, opt in and ask for your piece of it, or are you going to go ahead and opt out? I want you to make the decision. You got all the information. You could do nothing. You're still opted in, or you could decide to opt out and just be like, I'm not going to worry about it. My personal opinion is I'm probably just going to opt out because it's not it's not worth my time to go after a few bucks if it's not going to be significant. And what history shows is that it's not going to be significant. The number of people on Facebook shows it's not going to be significant. And the most people who are going to make that money are going to be them lawyers. So, what are you
That
going to
is
do,
true.
Jerry?
That is true. I don't know. Whatever is the least amount of effort. Whether if it's a click to opt out, then hey, I'll probably opt out. But I'm not even thinking about going through a whole bunch of paperwork and a whole bunch of forms to fill out and a whole bunch of questionnaires just to get $14. It's like $12, whatever it is. Like, I I just know from past experience, going all the way back to the '70s, even the '80s, none of these settlement checks have ever been significant when you have a mass class action. I was watching something the other day um, on American Greed, and like just the thing with the Aaron Brockovich and the California, PG&E and how they poisoned the water. Like, yeah, the settlement amount was large, but when it came time to actually dividing the money up to get to the people, it wasn't as large amount per person as people were hoping it would have been. So these things never, like, rarely do the, unless it's just like one or two people that are getting the payout, it rarely comes down to large amounts that goes to that person, like life changing amounts for the rest of your life. Especially when you have these corporate ones where it's like you'll get a notice in the mail like, hey, you could get part of the settlement. It's always usually like a couple dollars by the end of the day.
Yep. Listen, I want to thank you for joining me again, Jerry. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I want you guys to be eyes wide open when it comes to some of the things you are seeing and hearing on the internet. And I hope we was able to shed some light on this Facebook settlement that everyone's talking about. Should you or should you not go for the money? Don't waste your time for things that ain't going to be profitable for you in the long run. And we will have an exciting show for you next week. Make sure you tune in. I'm going to be dropping off some more resources as well as a surprise for you guys. So make sure you tune in next week. Jerry, thanks for hanging out with me again, my friend. Go ahead and take us out.
All right, man. I'll see you next time every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tuesday at 2. Greg Russell, Jerry Franklin Poe, Technology Tuesday. Thanks for tuning in. Share, like, let your friends know about how they can be a part of this information if it was benefited to you. And make sure you check out technologytuesday.com so you get that notification from Greg about the special training he's doing in the middle of this week. So you don't want to miss out on that resource, a surprise resource. So until next time, my friends.